he told me before his goal is to fight Canelo. So that's, where his mindset is.
He get killed by Canelo. There's no way he get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in there with MMA guys, that's kind of over the hill, he's gonna continue to shine.
Ever do like exhibitions like that, or like people like Jake Paul call you out, or these like other big stars? Like, is that business wise like even worth it?
When I'm done with boxing, why not? Maybe I do it.
Floyd Mayweather pulls no punches when addressing Jake Paul's bold aspirations to challenge Canelo Alvarez after securing a unanimous decision victory against Mike Tyson on November 15th. Paul, the polarizing YouTuber turned boxer, has been stirring up the boxing scene with his bold remarks and daring call-outs recently. He set his sights on Canelo Alvarez, widely regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport today. The prospect of a showdown between Paul and Alvarez has sparked a heated debate. To some, Paul represents a polarizing force injecting fresh energy into boxing, while others doubt his skill set and question whether he can hold his own against a fighter of Alvarez's caliber. Floyd Mayweather, known for his mastery in the ring and his unfiltered opinions, issued a stark warning to Jake Paul regarding his aspirations to face boxing icon Canelo Alvarez. Speaking during a recent interview, Mayweather didn't mince words as he addressed Paul's repeated mentions of a potential showdown with Canelo. Mayweather's remarks served as both a reality check and a brutal critique of Paul's ambitions. Mayweather began by acknowledging Jake Paul's ability to generate attention and money in the boxing world, but he quickly shifted to a harsh assessment of Paul's readiness to face an opponent of Canelo's caliber. Mayweather stated that Jake Paul has made his money and his name off fighting retired athletes, older fighters, and people who don't box professionally. Canelo is not one of those people. He's at the top of his game and would destroy Jake in the first few rounds.
I always think I can do this different, this and this, but at the end of the day, I can do nothing.
Highlighting the disparity in skill, experience, and discipline, Mayweather explained that stepping into the ring with Canelo isn't something a novice like Paul can take lightly. Mayweather stated that this isn't the YouTube boxing world or a scripted fight. This is real boxing at the highest level. Canelo has been training and fighting elite fighters his whole life. Mayweather said that Jake Paul wouldn't last a single round against him. Mayweather's warning extended beyond the physical risks to the implications for Paul's credibility. He pointed out that while Paul has managed to captivate audiences with his unconventional journey into boxing, taking on a fighter like Canelo could permanently tarnish his reputation. Mayweather cautioned that Jake is playing a dangerous game. If he thinks he can handle Canelo, he's built a brand. But if he steps into the ring and gets humiliated, it's over for him. All that hype will disappear. The undefeated boxing legend also took aim at Paul's public challenges, describing them as a publicity stunt. Jake talks about a big game because it keeps him in the headlines, but let's be real, he knows he's not on Canelo's level. Calling him out is just noise to keep people talking, and Mayweather is accusing Paul of exploiting boxing's attention economy without truly respecting its demands. Mayweather ended his commentary by emphasizing that boxing isn't a game for amateurs who lack the dedication and skill to compete with the sport's elite. If Jake Paul is serious about fighting real fighters, he needs to work his way up the ranks like everyone else. Stop jumping to the big names just for a paycheck. Earn your place or stick to entertaining your fans in your own lane. Floyd Mayweather's warning has sparked significant discussion in the boxing community. Many fans and analysts agree with his assessment, arguing that a match between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez would not only be mismatched but could also harm the credibility of the sport. Others, however, see Mayweather's comments as an attempt to protect the sanctity of professional boxing from the growing influence of celebrity matches. For Jake Paul, the challenge to prove himself as a legitimate contender in the sport continues. Whether he heeds Mayweather's warning or pursues his ambitions to fight Canelo, one thing is clear: the path forward will require more than just confidence and hype. It will demand a level of preparation and commitment that Mayweather and many others believe Paul has yet to demonstrate. Mayweather remains skeptical about Jake's capacity to take on professional boxers. He stated, "For what he's doing, it's good, but once he fights a real actual fighter, it's going to be bad." Floyd Mayweather, well acquainted with Canelo Alvarez's resilience and skill from personal experience, didn't mince words when sharing his thoughts in a candid interview with TMZ Sports. Mayweather issued a stark warning. Mayweather said he'd get up by Canelo. He added there's no way he'd win, he'd get demolished. Mayweather reflected on his 2021 encounter with Logan Paul, Jake's older brother. While the match was merely an exhibition, Mayweather's control in the ring was undeniable. Even as Jake Paul attempted to stir the pot with taunts and challenges, Mayweather showed little inclination to entertain the idea of a showdown with him, but things might have been different now. Mayweather is amenable to the prospect of facing Jake Paul, but only under specific restrictions. Mayweather said, I'd fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at, referring to his natural weight of 147 pounds. Canelo Alvarez hasn't entirely dismissed the idea of stepping into the ring with Jake Paul someday, but for now his sights remain firmly set on his professional boxing ambitions. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, undeterred by skeptics and naysayers, continues to stir both intrigue and debate in the boxing community. Paul's knack for commanding attention, paired with his unyielding determination, has propelled him to heights few anticipated, yet stepping into the ring with Canelo Alvarez appears to be a mountain too steep to climb even for someone as audacious as Jake Paul. Floyd Mayweather remains the ultimate benchmark in boxing, a legend who exited the sport undefeated while amassing immense wealth, yet the landscape has shifted dramatically in this new era. Influencer boxers like Jake Paul have taken center stage, orchestrating blockbuster events that have shattered even Mayweather's record-breaking achievements. Floyd Money Mayweather's showdown with Manny Pacquiao in May 2015 wasn't just his most anticipated fight, it was boxing's biggest spectacle in years. The event shattered records with an astounding 4.6 million pay-per-view purchases. Remarkably, the runner-up in viewership also belongs to Mayweather. His 2017 clash with MMA star Conor McGregor drew an impressive 4.3 million buys, solidifying his reign as the king of pay-per-view. On November 15th, at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the problem child shattered this record during his showdown with the iconic Mike Tyson, streamed live on Netflix. The event reached a staggering peak audience of 65 million viewers. However, it sparks an ongoing debate about the distinction between the massive reach of a nearly free fight and the exclusivity of a pay-per-view bout. Nonetheless, comparisons were inevitable. This became apparent during the latest episode of the Porter Way podcast, hosted by former world champion Shawn Porter. The episode featured comedian Mike P. and actor Scruncho as they delved into Jake Paul's recent fight with Mike Tyson. Mike P. shared a memorable story involving Floyd Mayweather. I don't see Floyd in the street, though. Mike P. recollected. The comedian nodded and added, fighting people way bigger than Jake Paul, in response to a podcast listener who inquired as to if he meant Mayweather was fighting on the streets. Notably, El Gallo moved up to heavyweight for his fight with Tyson. Nonetheless, Mike P. continued, back in the day we used to be out here. Active fans found the news intriguing enough. When the comic was asked, what do you jump in? Things rapidly became humorous. No, I was watching, Mike P. said, smirking, and the group erupted in laughter. Following the street fight, Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson have been frequently mentioned together. Now at 58, Tyson has spoken out, sharing his thoughts on who would come out on top in a street brawl between him and Floyd. As Mike P. pointed out, Floyd Mayweather has squared off against opponents larger than Jake Paul, but could he take on Mike Tyson in a street fight? This very question was put to Tyson himself by a Quora user during a GQ Sports interview 5 years ago. Tyson's reply was swift and concise, also offering into the one scenario in which Mayweather might come out on top. Mike Tyson confidently remarked that he believed he would easily defeat Floyd Mayweather in a street fight, suggesting it wouldn't even be a contest. However, he admitted that if they were the same size and fought in the ring, Mayweather would likely outpoint him, acknowledging the boxer's strong technique suited to his style.
That would really Floyd the ass in the street fight. Wouldn't know that. Probably if I was his size in the ring, he would outpoint me. Yeah. He has a really good technique for his style. He's really